Bar Cauldron Adventures Young and Old, where daring adventures and terrible jokes are told. Welcome back, everyone, to our next session for Lost in Dreadspace. Quick couple things. We'll be back in action a lot more frequent this year, as well as also, unfortunately, I am dropping 2 campaigns for, at least for right now, for the foreseeable future, the Return to Ravenloft and Grim Hollow. We're going to postpone those and see what happens with that. I don't like to go into specifics with the groups, but we'll see what's going on with there. But without wasting any more of your precious time, we'll go ahead and jump in and get started for the evening with a brief little recap. Last time on Lost in Dreadspace, our heroes made their voyage to Achamonia, the home of the Lunar Dragonborn, a race that has been lost and forgotten. There, they tried to make their way to see an ally, Emmerich, that they had met back at Cutter's prisons and workshops. There, they found that Emmerich had been afflicted by some strange interaction with the mist, and has since been dead, not before saying that everything here is connected. Somehow, some way. And with that, the party left, made their way back to Eastfield's workshop, where they began to plan their next move, work on some modifications for the ship, some new inventions and stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that music off because that's not working for me. But I'll go ahead and so you guys have not taken a long rest yet. That's correct. So you guys are still at the workshop. I would say it's getting pretty close, I think, to the end of the day, but you guys are not. You guys have not taken a long rest yet. So there is still some time for you guys to do some things. So we'll go ahead and just pick up with you, Mark. Is there anything that you want to do or try to accomplish with the rest of the time that you guys have?
Well, I remember that I was going to create that bag of holding and try to get it mounted into my forearm. So I can kind of create then like a portable lab that I can kind of keep in there amongst other things.
Okay.
So I know that was one of the things I was going to do during some of like our downtime here at the workshop.
Okay. And with the Artificer's Fusion, you're able to make the bag. Most of the time is going to be used up by implementing it into you. I think would take up the most time.
Integrating it into me? Yeah.
Yeah, that would take the most time. But I think you could probably get it done right as everyone is going to bed and everything. I think you could finish it up by that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need as long of a time for resting anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And probably the other thing I'm going to do is maybe start thinking of some other, I don't know how you put it, maybe like some other ideas and items for like the projectiles that we use for the ballistica and the catapult and stuff like that.
Okay.
Maybe I can upgraded ammunition or something for it. I'm kind of thinking about some of those ideas.
Well,
and then I can bring that back to to both his field as well as Chakra,
Yeah.
and we can kind of then kind of like bring all of our minds together, and we can maybe try to create like one or two like temporary like test weapons. You know what I mean?
Okay. Chalk. I guess if you guys want to go ahead and do that, if you and Chalk don't want to have that conversation now, if you want.
What do you think, Chakra? Do you want to do try to think of a couple? I don't know, maybe like a concussion blast type of a round, maybe where it does not just like that impact piercing damage, but maybe
So
then
I'll
like a
go ahead and pull
has,
up our blueprints. Okay. Here we go.
I was thinking primarily what we can do with the ballistica here in the front. So I'm thinking that's going to be one of our more potent weapons, probably. But I'm thinking,
Okay.
like I said, it's like it kind of goes along the lines with like my catapult spell. So if we could do maybe like get like some, like some maybe like alchemist fire infused projectiles, and maybe something like I said that does like a concussion blast, like that'd be almost kind of like what would it be like what's that spell? Thunder,
If you're talking about
whatever.
thunderclap
Yeah,
or
something like thunderclap that does like a big bang and does like a concussional blast.
that might be thunderwave. I think
I
that's.
think that might be it. I think it's Thunderwave. I can't remember. It's like Thunder or something.
They
Thunder
have
Buddy.
they have so many thunder sounding
Yeah.
spells that I'm pretty sure that we're pretty close. But
But I'm thinking if we can get maybe like one or two of those special type of rounds like that might be pretty cool. And also another one that might be really cool for us is to get like some grappling type stuff. So if we need to grapple and hook up to something else, but we can even use that like maybe like with the catapult that we have up on top. We can use that for like shooting over like grapples and stuff like that to hook up to other things that we're flying around by. If we need to pull them in closer, or we don't want them to get away.
That's a good idea.
But just like I said, a couple thoughts. Maybe we can get like one or two of those, and we can actually have them where they're maybe like where they're like sit up here, like in front of the catapult, with maybe get like a big U-bolt and like a chain that it all connects into. So we launch it with the catapult, it hooks on, and then they can't really get away. Or maybe we can get like a winch at some point. We put it up there so we can winch them in if needs be. Just a thought. But I do like the whole idea of like a concussion blast projectile that we can use for the ballistica. Because the ballistica is like a very nice, precise weapon. Or more precise, I should say, than a catapult is.
Yeah.
So we can say it's like, I want to send this concussion blast between this plate and that plate. Or, this deck and that deck on a ship or something. Just, like I said, just a thought.
all right. Anything else?
I'm gonna be working with my bag and getting my mobile kits.
Okay.
So
you can go ahead and take.
I'd be willing to like assist, from like the mental and engineering standpoint. But I'm gonna probably be busy doing, fixing myself up ready for our next mission.
Okay.
And I won't be able to build these things, but I wanted to at least pass my ideas on to both you and the other engineers there.
Chuck, is there anything you want to do to finish up your time on this day?
No, I'll just be thinking about how to do those upgrades and special ammunition.
Okay. I'll leave the blueprints up for right now. That way you can take a look at it as I'm talking for right now, because you guys got the basic idea of what the workshop looks like. It's a workshop. It's got a little like mess hall area. Then literally behind the mess hall is a door where you guys have been sleeping. Where you guys have basically set up like a very basically like it looks like a homeless shelter in there. Basically, is what it looks like. But you guys have more supplies than most do.
I actually should say I have two other questions though in regards to the makeup of the ship.
Go ahead and ask those questions.
What is the hull comprised of?
Okay. You talking about
like
cargo
the hull?
hold?
Like, no, the hull, the outside, the skin of the ship.
Oh, you are talking about like these pieces.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I know most of them. It's not referenced in the Spelljammer books, but I'm pretty sure it's some very like probably like mithril or something flexible to where they could shape it. Then of course probably like some kind of brass like bands to keep it close. I would assume that these are like windows right here and here, and I don't know if that's glass or if that is like open and that orange is supposed to just signify light inside, or if that's painted. I don't know. I've been still trying to figure that out. Obviously, you see these four little legs. When you land, they kind of stretch out like dragonflies. When you begin to lift up, the legs come up.
They kind of like suck in.
They kind of suck in, and they are pointed out just like the ballista is.
Okay.
And the
propulsion,
and the wings are some sort of, I would assume, some sort of like some sort of cloth.
Okay.
With some like metal, with some metal like wire to.
Is it like a clockwork type mechanism that moves them, or how do the wings move to perform the propulsion? Is it more of like a clockwork type of a thing?
Magic.
Strictly magic. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Spelljammer helm. Hastel would explain it to you in a way that you would understand that this connects to the ship. It helps it to at least you move it. It's basically the power source. But you don't have to worry about the battery going dead.
Gotcha.
That's basically what the helm really is, if you want to think about it. Any other questions you have?
Not at this time.
Okay. Rez, anything for you?
No, Rez doesn't really have anything important besides sleeping.
Okay. Demakra, anything for you?
Do they have any maps of the general area at the workshop, or something that I could kind of examine and figure out maybe a way to either get to where the drow are, or a way to get around toward Mount Macabre?
This is the map they currently have right here.
Okay.
This is the one that Odisna has made. She says that it is not complete. She said that these are just the areas that she knows about and has checked.
Yeah. So, looking at it, is like this area up here kind of entrance, or
These are, so picture that these are mountains. Then Mount Macabre is almost, it looks like, Mount Macabre, I have the description. It is a deformation on a planetary scale. A spire with no apparent summit. Its contorted slope stretches into the toxic heavens, and its form occupies the peripherals of viewers' attention no matter which direction they look.
oh, lovely. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah. So it basically is just this large mass of rock that just seems to almost spiral. It just continues past the mist. You never see the top.
Oh, that's not disturbing at all. Okay, let's see. And question from before, we may have already covered this. Hador, did he say where he and the other former crew member were when they were taken by the drow? They were still close to the ship, were they not? Where we crashed?
They were over here.
Okay.
So, just because you guys, the ship crashed here, you don't know what may have happened to them to get them over here. He says bits and pieces of his memory are kind of gone from the time of the crash.
Got it. Alright. That's it, just examining the maps.
Okay. Odisna comes over to you. Demakra, I'm gonna go up and do a little scouting, make sure that no ships are getting too close. Would you be able to join me?
I'd love to. Got room for this one? And I'll, like, pull out the top of Zaphis' head.
Of course. The more the merrier. You watch as she kind of takes you out the workshop, takes you back into the hallway where you guys are at, and you watch as she goes ahead and whistles, and you watch as a rope drops down.
Okay.
And she's going to begin climbing it.
Alright, I'll follow.
You guys begin to climb. You watch as she reaches this this ceiling, which is made out of still unchurned stone, and stalactites kind of hang out. She begins to touch one, and you watch as she just pushes it slightly, and you watch as a little bit of the earth kind of opens up above, revealing the empty, toxic heavens above you. As she pulls herself up, helps you up, helps Zaphis up, and you are now in a 10-foot radius section on top of Hastefield's workshop.
Well, alright then.
This is generally this is where I saw your ship when it entered.
When it crashed, you mean?
Yes.
Nice. How is the view from up here?
You can see at least everything. You could see the looming factories from where you escaped, Amaconia, or at least in that direction. You could see the large spiral that is Mount Macabre. Then, of course, ever since you guys have gotten back from Amaconia, you watch as this just yellow fog just kind of drifts over above in the sky, making almost like yellow, like clouds.
Can I do, like, I don't know, a nature check or a survival check to try to figure out what makes the clouds that way?
You could definitely attempt either nature or survival, if you'd like.
I mean, it's a long shot, but why not? Well, how about a 22?
So you've seen, I would say, with your experience, could be a chemical in the air, could be fuel, could be anything. It's really hard to kind of like pinpoint, but you're almost positive though. It's definitely not either one of those things. This is unnatural, but it's natural at the same time. It's natural for here.
Okay. And just refreshing my memory, when anyone tries to fly above those clouds, they crash?
They are never seen from again, but their ship does come back. Emmerich is the only one that people have been able to find after having a encounter with the mist.
And we know how long he lasted.
Not very long.
Nope. Okay. Hey, Odisna, do you have something like a spyglass or something?
Yes, and she goes ahead and points over to a set of stones. She kind of pulls them back, and you can see that there are kind of like a quick mess kit if you need to make a quick meal up here if you're going to be out here for a while. There's a canteen as well as a spyglass.
Sweet.
It is not the best made spyglass. Looks like they pretty much made it out of some sort of cheap adhesive that you think Hazel was able to make, and duct tape. But it is functional.
Functional is all we need. I'd like to look in the direction of Shipwreck Canyon and Mount Macabre and just see if I can see anything that looks like, if it's Mount Macabre, an entrance for, mind flayers. If it's Shipwreck Canyon, some kind of anything relating to the drow.
You may go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
Oh. Okay. Not the greatest. 14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
You get a better look at Mount Macabre. You follow its peak. Even with the spyglass, you can see the peak. It continues past through the yellow clouds above. There does not seem to be really any indication of an entrance of any kind. You do, however, see very briefly for a moment, almost like you weren't supposed to see it, but you caught a glance of it. Surrounding Mount Macabre, almost like going in, like coming out of beneath one of the mountains, you swear you saw a nautiloid ship.
Okay. So, coming out from under a mountain?
Yep.
Okay. And did it rise into the clouds, or did it go, like, invisible?
You watched as it hit the clouds. The clouds opened up for it and passed through.
Oh. Okay, I want to make a mental note of the spot that I saw that ship come from.
Okay. 14, unfortunately, you're not able to pinpoint it, but you just know it. You don't know where exactly it came from, but you know it was definitely in Mount Macabre somewhere.
Okay.
Basically, I'll give you like a...
Can I tell if it was like towards the left half or towards the right half?
Not with the 14, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine.
This is basically what you're working with right here.
For the map we're looking at, that helps. Oh, never mind. Okay, cool.
I mean, any one of these possible points could have been... You're not 100% sure. It could have came from behind it. You don't know.
Okay.
But with the 14, you were able to see it. It's really hard to kind of miss, the ship speeding past and then the mist opening up and closing as it passed.
Yeah. I'll point it out to Odisna. Hey, they have a way to part the clouds. That's interesting.
Those little bastards. Well, great. Well, at least we know that, but now we know that they're the only ones capable of doing that. It seems.
Yeah. Well, file that away for later.
As you're, Disney are talking and discussing, and you guys are finishing up whatever kind of watch, she kind of tells you what she, the spot she looks at, what she's looking for, and stuff like that. At least what she's noticed. Around this time, a voice pops into your head. We need to meet. Might have some information for you that you might find valuable. Come see me where we first met. Love L. And you can tell the voice belongs to Lust.
Oh. Okay. Do I get the sense that I can respond to this?
It is a sending spell.
Okay. Oh my. Then I'll cogitate this for a second. Well, maybe we'll just do that. Good to know that we might be able to share information. That's it.
Beautiful. And, as you guys are finishing, you guys are wrapping up for the evening. Chakta,
I will.
Oh, are you going to tell
Okay,
the
I will share
group?
this. I will share this with the group.
Oh, as soon as you come down? Okay, cool. Okay, I didn't know if you were going to...
Pretty much, both.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if you were going to wait till the morning or do that now. That's fine. Okay, cool.
If they're still busy and tinkering with the ship and stuff,
no,
wait till
they're
morning.
wrapping up for the evening, and people are getting their final meal in
okay.
before calling it quits.
Well, I'll at least say that we should probably discuss these things. And I mentioned the ship flying up through the clouds and the message from Lust.
So did it look like the ship was parting the clouds, or were the clouds being parted by something down below, or...
It was too far away to tell. Not even quite sure where it came from. the clouds definitely parted, so they must have some way of doing it, whether from the ship or from the mountain itself. Or above it. I can't actually see the top of the spire.
I still really think that we need to probably work our way from inside out when it comes to Mount Macabre.
Yeah.
Well, at least we know that somehow, some way, it's possible to maybe get past it.
Yeah, some encouraging news.
And you also mentioned that Lust reached out to you?
Yes, I am definitely going to mention the message.
Didn't
I
we
don't
see
need to
her
make a
over
decision
by the
tonight,
dark
but
You guys saw her. The last time you saw her was at the very beginning when you guys first escaped.
Yeah.
That research lab. The very
Yeah, I
beginning
thought
of the
that was
campaign.
in the dark. Yeah, I thought that was like over here by the dark factory.
It is on the side, like right. It's on this little mountain right here. Hold on, let me poke it. There you go, right here.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's located. So it's not. It's like in that area, but it's also not in that area too.
Okay. That's what I thought, though. I thought we were like over there.
Yeah, it's pretty close though.
May or may not matter, but I think I remember Lust saying that they liked eating aberrations or something.
Yes, those were her words exactly.
I'd be a good ally to have here then.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
If anything, I would like to study their anatomy so we can maybe figure out how they are resistant to these mind flayers. It might help with our design of the environmental suit that we were asking what's his name, Horace, to look into. So that was something else I remember too, that we kind of commissioned him to try to work on like some type of like environmental suit, so those of you guys with brains won't get brained.
Yay!
I mean, kind of helpful. And then there's still things about, like for like Rez and myself, it's like, are we really susceptible since we don't technically have like that same type of brain stem?
Yeah, Rez is literally just a bunch of neural networks.
Yeah, and we're not really sure how that would, if we can really get brained from like intellect devourers or even by those tadpole thingies, parasites.
Did you bring any of those back with us?
Oh yeah. I mentioned that on the message to you. Messaged that back. Yeah, we got some samples. We have samples in my lab on the ship.
I was just thinking maybe give Lust one as a snack, so she doesn't eat us.
Give it to her as a snack so she doesn't eat us. That is the greatest thing I've heard all week.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like, I know because we went back and tried to get as much samples as possible, so I probably have multiple pieces and, multiple chunks of these tadpoles and stuff like that in the little gray goo, or I guess it's purple goo, right?
Yeah.
It was like a purple goo, which was left of his brain.
How many intact tadpoles were there?
Like a half or something?
Intact tadpoles?
That like we have now.
That you have now? I would say you guys.
I thought it was like a half dozen or so.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but
no, it wasn't a lot. But you guys had some, so we'll say 6. Then you did take chunks of the intellect devourer from Emmerich. So I know you got. So you have that too. You also have a sample of the purple gunk from him too. Yeah.
I think just to be careful, we should do regular checks to make sure there are still 6 tadpoles there.
Oh yeah, that's
Highly
constantly.
agree. I don't trust those things.
Oh yeah, make sure if they are growing, that they're still contained. They're not like trying to take over anything.
Yeah, since I don't have to rest or anything, I'll do regular checks on them.
Well, it would work.
Um,
I mean, they're right next, like where I charge, like where I charge up for the night and everything. So
Oh, so if anything happens, you'll be there.
in theory,
Hazefield does let you know that there is an alarm spell on the front door. Where you guys come in?
oh nice.
He says that is active. It's basically nails grinding on a chalkboard is what he says. He's like, you'll be able to hear it.
Oh, joy.
Works for me.
Okay. Chocta and Mark, you guys, are welcome to go ahead and make perception checks since you're the only two that don't really require sleep.
I got a 24.
Okay.
8. I'm a little freaked out by the tadpoles.
I agree. And probably see between that and like you're getting kind of lost in the designs. Like you end up like making a flamethrower. You're like, wait, yeah, and kind of like put that away for a rainy day. Like that may not work for the ship. But it's still a nice idea. All right. Nothing out of the ordinary happens. Everyone goes to bed as usual, as you all wake up for the morning, getting a long rest in. Pick your spells, anything that you need. What is the plan for the day?
We have a couple different things on our list here now. I mean, meet up with Lust. I know we were going to do another scavenge run to Shipwreck Canyon for pieces and parts, not just for the ship, but also for those environmental suits.
Yep.
And
Lust
we've also
they-
considered going back. And we also considered going back to the whatever that Dragon City was as well. There was and what was it? Oh yeah, check out the tunnels and stuff. And see
Let's
about
say
maybe
when we should go there to meet.
That was not part of the message. They just said we should meet. She did say that she would be where you guys first met.
Okay. Wouldn't want to keep Les waiting for too long.
I agree. If
If
we're
I get
gonna go,
hungry.
we should go.
Okay. So you guys are
And
hopping in the ship and gonna go meet her.
if we're gonna go back over to that lab, definitely Horace isn't coming with us. If I'm correct, he stays back, doesn't he?
Horace and Harrywind stay back. Horace because it feels like at his age and in his state he can't be very useful on the ship. He would just be in the way. He'd be better fit here. And Harrywind's scared of his own shadow. He'd be useless. So
do we want to take the ship that close to the factories again? I'm not entirely sure that's a fantastic idea.
Or we could do maybe like a land vehicle instead.
you guys do have two of those skitters.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather take that than risk taking the ship down there.
No, I'm okay with that. Now that I kind
Yeah.
of sort of have a portable lab, toolkit stuff, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Before we leave, I'm going to cast Goodberry, as I've been doing while we're traveling.
Yep.
Let's see. How many does that create? 2, 10 berries. So everyone gets 2 berries. That will restore 1 hit point and give you enough nourishment for 1 day. So if somebody goes down, we have a way to get them back up. Everybody does. I'll take the other 2 spares.
Okay.
Plus, I
Cool.
also have a healing kit now too, so that's going to help. Let me see what my experimental elixir is too.
Yeah. You can go ahead and roll for that.
5. What is a 5? Let me look over here real quick.
You're fine. So you're taking
What is a 5?
skitter.
A 5 is...
Well, a skitter.
Ooh, cool. Flight. The drinker gains a flying speed of 10 feet for 10 minutes.
Well, there you go.
Kind of cool.
Hey, I mean that's actually pretty nice to have. So
It's kind of a cool one. So
Yeah.
we'll see if we have a use for that.
Since we're taking the skitters, I'm also gonna give Saffy Boy a good scritch under the chin and tell him to defend the workshop.
and he'll definitely do so. You see, he'll go ahead and curl up at the front door, kind of just nuzzle in with Odisna, who's also watching it as well.
Nice.
Alright. Now you guys are... where am I? Okay. How fast do these go again? These are pretty fast. I would say this is probably like an hour ride with how fast these things are. At least to the base. As you begin to make your trek, you can see the small black mountain that kind of is like out by itself, away from all the other ones that seem to be connected. And as you approach, you can see a rope ladder has been set up.
Well, I guess we
Gotta
move
be
forward.
down, right?
Can I make like an investigation or a survival check to see if this is legit or if we shouldn't touch it?
You have guidance.
Okay, go ahead and make a investigation check.
With the guidance. Ooh, I may need it. It's not gonna help that much. 11.
It looks like a rope ladder.
It goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll, for the sake of caution, unsheath one sword, hold it in my teeth, and I'll go up
Okay.
carefully.
Okay, you're gonna go up.
I just want to double check the ladder because the lab was actually like up in the rocks and we had to climb down first.
Yes.
Okay, so this is basically now a rope ladder for us to get up. Versus
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. You make your way up the ladder. Nothing happens. you kind of come up to the top. It takes you about a minute to reach the top.
Mm-hmm.
But then you do see the entrance. I gotta get rid of some tokens here. All right. Basically, you're right. I would say like right here at this point.
Okay.
So you begin making your way up, and you can see that the doors at the current moment are open, at least to this front area right here.
Okay. Once everyone gets up here, I would like to cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
I suggest we move slowly
Good idea.
and quietly. So, duration. Up to one concentration for 1 hour. Each creature you choose within 30 feet gets a +10 to stealth.
Beautiful. All right. You can go ahead and make stealth checks if you'd like.
I am so good at these. 26.
Okay.
22.
22.
Oh, well,
Remember
plus
to add
10.
t- remember to add 10.
32.
32.
That's
7.
basically what I got.
Okay.
27 for me.
All without issue, you all begin to make your way in. You can see at this point, as you guys kind of step in, these set of doors are open as well, and you can hear clattering inside.
I'll take a peek around the corner.
It looks like Lust is taking apart the guards that were here.
Oh, fun.
Like, you can see she's like snapping their like joints and stuff and everything.
Oh, you know, get at the marrow. I'll look back to everyone and give a like tilt my head in a question. Should I call Lust? Is what I'm asking silently.
If you want.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
I'll put her
I
on
would
that.
assume she expects we're coming. She invited us.
Okay.
I think she's a she. Did we determine that?
I think. Don't remember.
What was
From
that
the
question?
door,
Lust. Is that? Do we ever confirm if that's male or female? It? I don't. Do we
You-
confirm?
You have your suspicions, but you do not have your confirmation.
Confirmation. Yeah, we're like up here now because we were poking around the corner. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
so
Well,
without
yeah.
going fully through, I will just call Lust. We're here.
Great! You're here. Give me one moment. And you see she goes ahead and pops off a finger real quick, and you watch as he tosses it up in the air, almost like a frog. Tongue shoots out and just snatches it, and just hear just this crunch as she turns. And as she's turning, you see this like a gnarly aberration, long tongue kind of just hanging, large, sharp, wide mouth. And as she begins chewing, her face begins to shape back into a beautiful, purple-skinned female.
Enjoying your snack?
Yes. Sorry. I wanted to make sure that I was a little easier to control myself when I've had a full stomach.
Hey,
Anyway.
I get hangry too.
So you're probably wondering why I brought you here. I went on a little journey for myself. A little angry on the things I found. So I wanted to take my anger out, and the place is thoroughly cleared out. I do have a guest downstairs if you want to talk with them while I'm here. I've already poked around in his head and got the information I wanted. But if there's things you want to know...
Who is this guest of yours?
Oh, supposedly, at least from what I can tell, he works with the mind flayers here.
Ah. Well, yes, I think we might like to talk to him.
Great. Well, I went ahead and basically I found what I could find that was not terrible. Some stale bread, slightly old cheese, but it won't kill you. And some not so great berries. If you need anything you need snacked on. My first time having guests. But I wanted to make you feel welcome, because, well, it seems like we may be working together, at least for the time being, to get out of this place. So,
I appreciate the hospitality.
she goes ahead and kind of shuts the door. While we walk down there, I will explain to you at least what I have learned from our friend so far. The mind flayers that he works for, they are here because I don't like using the word, but their god is dying. Beneath this place. Somehow, they are able to reach out past the mists and expand. I'm not entirely sure how they're able to do this, but apparently this is not the only place suffering the same fate. As she kind of begins to walk down the steps, bringing you down to this section where you guys are currently at. I'm going to go ahead, and if I haven't already revealed these areas to you, I will now do so. She begins going ahead, and...
That door's now open?
Yep, all the doors open now.
Oh.
She basically went on a rampage. You can see there are still some splatters of viscera and blood from a fight. She was not gentle with them at all. You could say she was playing with her food. As you can see, some bodies are looks like they're in poses, and some are just used for scraps. I'm going to go ahead and reveal this area to you as well. And she brings you back to where you guys woke up. And you can now see tied up to one of the pipes by some kind of like almost like purple. It looks like purple, blackish, like web. Is where's this beautiful creature at? Begins to take you down this hallway, and you guys are now in this room. I'll bring you guys to where you guys are at. Mark got the Savis is not there, and where last I just had you. She kind of comes up, and you can see that she kind of just hangs over. His mind is a little frazzled still from the last dive. But I figured if you had any questions that you felt like needed to be answered, I could do it again. It's up to you.
Did he tell you where the mind flares are coming out of the mountain from?
He does not seem to know that. Unfortunately, when I died the first time, I couldn't get a location.
I was going to say, where is it that he works? I mean, if he works for the mind flayers...
Here.
Oh, actually, like, in this facility?
Yes. His own private little laboratory.
So what was his reason for... Or what was his plans to do with us?
Turn you into, mind flayers and send you off to other worlds and conquer.
Okay.
He was using me to try and accomplish that goal. He was successful in making some. They have the ability to go out into the world, feed off your memories and thoughts, then return back to feed their god.
So once we would be turned and asked to be and told to go out and conquer, how do we go out? How do we leave here to go out and conquer? If that's what our purpose is. If we were converted.
Do you want me to ask him?
Yeah.
You see she goes ahead and smacks his worm-like face, and you see he kind of pops up. I gotta get this stat sheet up, and I gotta pull up her stat sheet as well. Anything as you guys are taking a look around, anything that you guys want clarification on, or anything like that, while I'm pulling this stat sheet up.
Well, I thought there was a sealed door. I think it was like the next level down from here.
Yes.
That we weren't able to go through. I do want to try to check that out again.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm assuming it's still closed and locked.
You guys have not gotten that far yet, so...
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm assuming
it might not be where the Rampage of Lust was on.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very, very true. But I thought we really tried to like beat down on that door too. We weren't able to even make a scratch.
Yeah.
But we can't extend our tongues like frogs either.
True. That's true. Yeah, we didn't have like our inner carnage going on. Little symbiote thing going on there.
So what is this creature?
You can go ahead. This would be a intelligence or history check. Either intelligence or a basic intelligence check or a history check for this.
Do you want me to do it as well?
Yes, if you'd like to.
Yeah. I got an 8.
8, okay.
All right, so that would be a 14 plus 4 for 18. I'm assuming I don't get advantage.
No, you don't get advantage, but that's still pretty good though.
Yeah, so it's a total of 18. I mean, that's not bad.
This is known as a Surlon. These are worm-like creatures. This is basically you were calling knowledge back from not only the academy, but you remember reading some books back at the Strixhaven libraries. They spent most of their time in the far realm, but then were ejected long ago. They now live throughout the astral sea. There have been some Surlons that will every 100 years or so, and they'll begin to try and evade wild space systems, and as well as also work with mind flayers. Basically, the Surlons and mind flayers both feed the same way. So they kind of work together to achieve the same goal.
Okay, fair enough.
From what I can gather, there's a veil behind his mind. But there is some information. Some sort of technology that the mind flayers use. Whether something they created or something that was here before their time. But they use it to get through. Doesn't know the specifics though. Anything else you want to know? And as you see, she's currently got like her hands almost look like claws at this point are embedded in his head, and this thing is not having an enjoyable time at all.
Is the only way on and off the planet through Mount Macabre? Basically, try to confirm our suspicions on certain things.
No, there's another way, but it only takes you to another place within this network.
So it'll be like another place like this.
Yes.
Jumping from the pot to the frying pan.
Basically, yes.
So, if Mount Macabre is like the only way to be literally off of this rock and out of the network,
It seems to be.
is there a way into Mount Macabre besides from the surface? Is there a subterranean means?
Mount Gristle. A long
What
time
is
ago.
the current? And it's like, what is the, and basically, what is the position of the Dark Elves in relation to the Mind Flayers? Are they at war? Are they neutral. What?
From what I could tell, the situation with the drow, they pretty much don't care what happens. They tend to themselves, from looks like. As far as a way through Mount Macabre, there is at least one entry point he knows of through this underground system at Mount Gristle. Apparently, some years ago, there was a group of mind flayers that broke off from those that worshipped this god. And they used Mount Gristle as a homestead. But from what he's been told, they have all been but annihilated.
By who? The other mind flayers?
Seems to be. They didn't take the betrayal very easy.
Yeah, they probably saw that as an insult.
Could give us a way in, though.
It is a thought. And also, we kind of understand now what the position of the Dark Elves, which is kind of a helpful thing to keep in our back pocket, too. We don't have to, walk up and say, hey, are you our friends?
No, more than anything, you probably just have to worry about them doing what they want to you, without any repercussions.
Exactly.
Seems like the only ones that were at odds with the Lunarborn and the Drow. They fought over territory.
For a long time, there was a truce established by Nimue.
Yes, some... Interesting. You know that? And you see she kind of... You see she almost kind of digs her claws in like she's trying to reach for an answer. Wow, that's interesting. Thanks for that. And she's going to pull back. Apparently, the story goes that Nimue vanished, but not before laying an egg. No one knows the location of the egg.
That was my question.
But there was one there before this so-called disappearing act.
Well, that's good to know.
If I dig too much more, there won't be any more left of him. He'll need about an hour of water and food, unless you just want me to eat him now.
I'm willing to give him a good berry.
Here. I'll take one of my 4 and give it to him.
There we go.
Oh, this is definitely torture. Okay.
No, it's not torture. It's called strong negotiations.
Okay, you see he kind of takes the good berry and spits it out. You forget.
I'm not picking it up.
He eats like the mind flayers do.
Oh. Well,
Unfortunately, my brain's
we're
in use. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I've got a couple
uh,
spare ones. He can have.
if we're going to do something that's more along the lines of torture here, folks, which, Mark has no qualms about, he'll open up his little his nice little pouch that he has here. He's going to reach in, because remember, we brought a couple of the little tentacles for food for Lust. I'm going to pull one of them out and toss it over to Lust. Here. Have him eat something that's intelligent.
I'll go ahead and...
And I have to give him a look of horror, because it's basically saying cannibalism. But hey.
She goes
You want
ahead
something
and hands it over to him, and he devours it, like, quickly. Even it kind of just begins, like, sucking it up and licking it.
Yeah. No honor amongst thieves.
Well, give him about an hour,
So-
and he'll be good for another interrogation.
Oh, in an hour?
You have free roam. I can show you the place, at least from what I've been able to unlock so far.
I'm going to bring up that security door downstairs. Were you able to open that door? Otherwise, I want to try to work with it again. See if we can get it open.
I was not able to figure it out. I was able to find out that there is some sort of passphrase that's needed to get through that door. Some sort of magic enchantment.
Maybe we can try it again, and worst case, we can ask this guy, future brain dead, what the passcode is, but maybe we can try it once again.
Perhaps. It's definitely a possibility. Or perhaps, maybe, if we just look around, we might be able to find it. He did live here, so now we have free access and will to whatever we want now.
Yeah, because wasn't his room, like, over here? On
His
this floor?
room.
It was like down here or something?
This right here is his office, and this is kind of like where he sleeps. It kind of like does his little creepy worm-like stuff, like sleeps in a cocoon and all that stuff.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I definitely think we should turn that place upside down.
All right.
Which,
Almost
I'm gonna
definitely.
look over Red.
I'll
I'm gonna
join
look
in
over
on
Red,
that.
Fun type of a thing, Anybody's gonna find anything, leave it to the thief.
Where's the office?
The office is
Down
right
here.
down here.
Okay. Yoink.
I
Okay.
at least give the help
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, you can give the help action to one of them, whichever one you want to help.
Help
Alright.
res.
Okay?
I'm assuming investigation check
Yes, please.
with advantage because of help.
Yes.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Oh,
or a 21.
right.
Yeah.
I would say it's like you get guidance, but does it really matter at this point?
I tell you what.
The other one was a 10, so that would have been worse.
Okay, let me tell you what you find. You find a couple things here. Sitting right there on the desk. It's a basic wooden desk, but you can tell that the chair has been kind of manipulated and changed to kind of fit his worm-like body to where he can kind of lean back and kind of relax if he wanted to. It's really weird how they actually did that. But you can see, sitting on the desk, it almost looks like a steel urn. Kind of sits there. But as you get close to it, it kind of opens up. It almost looks like a little, like almost like an eye kind of opens up and light comes out of it. As you approach. As well, you find Not that it matters. You find 2 potions of healing. You find a set of robes that match his, as well as a little note scribbled down in deep speech.
I can't read this. Yeah, one of you. I'm assuming. If I remember correctly,
I got
one of
it.
you can
The
read
marker,
deep speech.
the marker can.
I've got deep speech.
The passphrase is passphrase.
This
This
guy
guy's
literally.
an idiot.
This guy literally kept his most valuable possessions under the passphrase that is literally passphrase.
Well, you know, there's a lot of cadets back at the academy that did that. It was so much fun breaking into their lockers on occasion.
Yeah, you wouldn't be
Sometimes
surprised.
hide things in there.
Strixhaven.
Like little lizards.
Yeah, Strixhaven was kind of the same. It's amazing what some of those wizards would use for like their passphrases to, trigger glyphs and stuff like that.
I don't know. You'd think some scientist guy would have a better security system than passphrase.
Well, at least we know he's not ego-driven. He didn't use God or anything like that.
Well, does the letter or does the note say anything about what this passphrase corresponds to?
Bunker door.
Does it?
To a door.
Well, I said we go try down that door downstairs.
Could be worth checking out.
Chuck, though, what are you doing?
I don't know, just looking around
Okay.
at some other areas, I guess.
Okay.
Over in here.
Where do you want to look? Okay, this area, this seems to be sort of like, an electrical room. For the most part, like, this is where most of the power for the place is generated, it seems. From what you can tell that, these, at first, look like, those same glass cylinders that you guys were in, but then you realize it's glowing that same like battery that you saw, that the batteries that cutters and that the skidders use. But this is basically a electrical room for the most part in here. And you guys begin to walk downstairs. I'll go ahead and reveal this area to you. You guys. Alright. It was these set of bunker doors, correct?
Which set?
Down here? At the very bottom? Or did I...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I believe so. Let me look here.
I only remembered one door that we couldn't get through, so...
Okay. This was probably it right here.
I'll head down there and I'll...
Yeah, this is how we go up or down, right?
Yeah, that's how you go up and down.
And then, yeah, I thought it was like this door, because we couldn't go, because this goes down as well, right?
Yes,
But
that
we weren't
one.
able to get through this door.
Yes, but you guys couldn't get to this door. So, you guys technically don't know about this door yet.
No, we were able to get into this room. I remember we were able to get into this room, but I don't think we were able to get any further.
That's right. Okay.
So I think it was like either this door or this door
It's that one right there.
that we can get.
Before
Which
that,
one?
can we take around a look around in this big room here, see what's left in the containers?
You see that the fluid that was in those containers are still there, but the corpses have been removed. You see, Lust, kind of comes over to all of you. Your friend, the druid. I gave her a spot, outside. I gave her a quick little 6x6 burial and put some dirt on it. I didn't know what else to do for it. So, but she at least got a proper place to bury. I did not defile her corpse at all.
So you say.
Do you not trust me?
I trust you as far as I can throw you, which isn't far.
You're very smart to... You're at least smart to know that. But no, I did not touch the girl's corpse. Just to move her. Now, the slot I definitely ate. That was a delicious meal. There isn't currently anything going on. Like, the lights are still going, but nothing's happening at the moment. Haven't really decided what I'm going to do with this place. Kind of just, I don't know, might store food here. As you guys, pass through, you reach to the door. Do you give the passphrase?
Yes.
Door swings open. Emanating now, almost a purple ethereal glow coming from down the stairs.
Okay. Since Lust has lived in this world a little bit longer than I'm guessing we have, I'm going to look over. It's like, do you recognize what this might be?
Will I be? You found probably where the mind flayer slept.
If it's still glowing, would that mean that they could be there right now?
It's a possibility.
I mean, we don't have any of the environmental suits.
Can you kill a mind flayer?
My current state, it would be a little difficult, but it's a possibility.
We're only assuming that there's one. Who says there's just one?
And that is where he's thinking, and that is where I'm thinking too.
Yeah,
We
we're
could
making
go
that
down
something-
and investigate. I've got quick ways of getting, as you say, the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah, we know you can definitely run pretty darn quickly. I don't know. Who do I think would probably be better at sneaking? Lust or Rep?
If you want, I ate enough of his memories. I could turn into that worm creature and walk down there.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't like doing that, but I'm capable of doing so.
Well, then that's completely up to you. But that would definitely, I think, be a good way to inconspicuously check it out.
You know what?
My only worry is that if there were mind flayers down there, they might pick up who you are mentally, even though
Oh.
physically.
Oh, Oh, I'd love to see them try. And as she says that, she's gonna go ahead and you watch as she kind of pushes her face together and kind of reshapes it, and suddenly her whole body begins to take a different shape. She now becomes the worm creature. And she's gonna head downstairs. Oh, I come out screaming. Just shut the door behind me.
Of course.
While she's going down there and investigating, is there anything that you guys want to take a look up here?
I
know
want to be
in
ready
the
just in case something happens.
Okay, you're gonna stay right here at the door?
Yeah, I know we did a lot of I know we pretty much searched this whole area pretty hardcore. I mean, I'll probably just like look around in here to see if there's anything of interest. But I'm not going to really be like ripping things apart. I'm more waiting to see if we hear screaming and we'll.
Okay.
I'm running up.
There isn't anything obvious in this room. This seems to be more of kind of like a waiting area. Like, though they work together, they have their own separate work. And so, like, this was like where they would meet and maybe discuss, and of course, you know, everything like that.
Okay.
That's at least what it looks like. Nothing really, at first glance, really pops. What did you say, Chuck, though? You're just going to stay right there and just kind of, like, be ready just in case anything bad happens?
Yeah, I'll be like here.
Okay. Demakara, what are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, my computer just shut off, so I guess if Chakna's ready for a fight, I'll do the same thing.
Okay.
So I catch up.
All right. Rez, what are you doing?
I will also follow behind.
Okay. Kind of just wait there and wait. Beautiful.
Sword drawn, ready to go.
Good 10 minutes pass. And you see Lust come back up the stairs. There's no one down there currently, so if you want to take a look around, we might want to do it now.
Did it look like it was like more of like this, or
It looks nothing like this.
all right? Let's poke our heads down there. So
All right.
we got like an hour anyway to blow, so we could do some mild exploration of the rest of this, or we might get a better idea of what we're dealing with.
I completely agree. All right.
As we're going down there, I'm gonna ask Lust. Have you seen anything that looks like this before?
You have to remember something. I came here and with broken memories. Not entirely sure why I was here in the first place. During my little self journey, there were some memories that came back to me. I apparently, at one point, was bonded to someone who was very good at tracking down aberrations, cutting them out. So something tells me that this is not my first time being in one before. but it's the first time I'll remember it. Does that make sense?
Kinda.
This is probably not my first time, but this is like me experiencing it for the first time. Because I was really, really wasted.
What do you mean bonded with someone?
My kind can't live like your friend Rez can. We have to share a body with another being.
Symbiotic.
Sort of. The phrase my last host used was parasitic.
That's another. I was trying to be. I was trying to use my more socially accepted words.
That's at
About
least
parasitic.
how. That's at least how the. That's at least how it all started. At least we both needed something. He wanted revenge, and I needed a host. I did not hold up my part in the beginning, but through time, I don't know how, why, or what happened. There's a sense of friendship there. Though I'm no longer bonded to him, his memories are still mine.
So here's the question: so you're saying you require a host?
Yes.
So how are you getting by without one now?
Oh. Apparently, when my last host died, I crawled to the closest thing I could find and been hopping ever since. Found a somewhat suitable one, but not quite like the one I had.
Gotcha.
You know, kind of just.
So you're not really a bonded pair with this host.
At one point, I was. These are just the memories I have of that person.
Of the body that you're currently inhabiting.
No. Throughout my life, I carry all the memories of anyone I've been bonded with.
Including the one that you're currently in.
Yes.
Okay. I was just trying to follow along.
I've lived so
No,
many
and
different lives
scientific.
that it's not even funny. At this point, you guys have reached the bottom, and it's just this. It almost looks like the end of what seems to be a tunnel. And there's just this faint purple glow coming from the sides as I'm going to now reveal this area to you.
So we're like up in here.
Yes. It's and the only light that's coming from inside is from the purple, like almost strands. It almost looks like the best way to explain it is if you've seen Avatar, like the floating like jellyfish, kind of just hanging, just kind of like sprouting from the sides, almost kind of like a natural fungus.
Can I do something like a nature check, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
An idea of more what it is. Is it like a fungus? Is it more like a normal living organism?
Alright,
That's,
go ahead and do a nature check then.
Okay, so yeah, that's a total of 18 for nature.
This is some sort of a fungi.
Really? Well,
mushroom.
I'm definitely gonna take a sample.
Okay. And you with that 18, you can tell that it's not destructive of any kind. It's a fungi that gives off light, basically.
It's like a bioluminescent type of fungi.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to test it for all sorts of other stuff.
Sure.
You know, everything from like pheromones, chemical composition. Is it something that's lethal or healthy or just neutral? I'll be doing all those type of tests later on. But I want to at least get some samples and put it in my little pouch
Sure.
for
Beautiful.
later.
All right.
That is a given because it's like, ooh, life form.
Yeah. No, I get it.
This is where the scientist of me kicks in.
Yeah.
Like,
You can see each patch of light. It's a clump of mushrooms. The bigger one is the one that has the purple strands of light coming out.
Interesting.
It's always the biggest mushroom, like probably the adult mushroom.
So yeah, I guess I'll probably grab like some of the small ones and maybe try to get one of the large ones.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead
So
and
why-
add purple light mushroom sample to your inventory if you'd like.
Sure. Probably the question would be when I harvest the larger glowing one, does it still stay glowing after I cut it?
You cut it, and you watch as underneath the shell another one begins to glow. Hey, take a light, one will grow back.
So the one that I cut off though, is that still glowing?
It is still glowing.
Ooh, interesting. Like how far out does it glow? Like
It
10
is.
feet,
It
5
gives you
feet?
probably 20 feet.
Oh wow, so these are like really bright.
Yeah, this
These
is
are like-
dim. This is dim light though.
Yeah, but it's almost like a torch, like a dimly torch, I guess.
Yeah. But that's basically what this tunnel is. And you can now see, as you are now coming down this hall, you can now see this almost, it looks like almost like a 8-panel door ahead. That leads further down the hall.
Right here.
Yep. And this is, you see how narrow this map is? That's how narrow
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, so we can pretty much only walk single file down here, huh?
Yeah, just about. It'd probably be at max 7 feet. At its max, because there's a little bit of space right there on the wall, but not much. But yeah, it is very, very narrow, at least down that corridor. As you come close to that door, you watch as the little glowing light begins to shine a little brighter, and the door begins to open, showing a tunnel ahead with
So it
more
might be-
purple light glowing from within.
So it's wait a minute. So it like recognized when I walked by.
It recognized the purple light.
Oh. Interesting. Anybody else want to chime in on anything here? I don't want to be necessarily feel like I'm bogarting the story here.
No, yeah. Choctha or Rez, anything that you guys want to take note of, or Demakra, if you're still here now with us.
I
think I'm
try
here.
my best to not touch anything. I don't know
Okay.
what anything is.
Yeah, don't touch.
The opposite of
Observe.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark's like, oh, what's this? What's this? What's this?
Rez has
Like a
his
little
rapier and pistol out, ready for any action.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have my 2 swords out and just be like, "You sure this is a good idea?"
As you're like watching Mark poking the glowing things, like ooh. He's like, yeah. Mark's kind of like a kid in a toy store. Ooh, shinies! All sorts of cool shinies. I'm like, Rez, don't you want to get on this? Shinies.
Yeah, but shinies can also sometimes explode or shock you or do things that kill you.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But how would you know? Unless you
From
try.
there, you watch as the door opens, and you now
Is the door mechanical or organic?
organic.
Okay, now that kind of. I'm going to take a closer look at the rest of these walls and stuff like that. Are the walls and basically this tunnel we're walking through, is the whole thing organic?
In some shape, form, or fashion, yes. You don't know where it starts or where it begins, but everything does seem to be connected somehow.
I'm going to bring this up to everybody else. Do we wish to continue, or do we want to ask, brain food upstairs, what is this down here? What is this place?
It might be a good idea to at least ask what it is, just in case we'd, run into the drow or something.
This has got to be where the mind flare lives. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I really don't think this is a drow habitat. I don't know if I could do like some type of like an intelligence check to probably confirm that.
It's definitely
Well, that
not
was
drow.
the person that came to mind.
Yeah, it's definitely not drow.
Yeah. I was thinking that's like my schooling would be like, yeah, you're not going to find a drow in here. A, it's too bright. And B, it's alive. Whatever this is.
Yeah.
2 things that you just will not find in a drow. In a drow lair. So that's just not going to, yeah. Kind of the wrong environs. Yeah, I think we want to interrogate the guy upstairs more about this. And I do have another question that I wanted to ask him anyway. If he knows of any way of protecting the mind from the mind flares and other apparitions of that sort. Heck, I'll probably even ask Lust. I mean, Lust might know.
Well, as you probably already know, your friend the Markers has some resistance to it. Some races have a natural, inherent ability to keep themselves safe. As well, and there are magical means that also can protect you as well. Enchanted items can do that. So there are safeguards to protect the mind. Some don't always work, though.
So, how about this? Like my type and Rez's type of beings. Are we immune or resistant to that type of...
It'd be a little harder, but I could definitely get inside your heads. But as far as you're worrying about a tadpole crawling inside you and taking you over, is that what you're worried about?
Yeah, because we believe that these tadpoles kind of like exist or live within the mist, that yellowish mist that seems to be all over the place and also creates a barrier preventing people from getting out.
Right.
We believe there's a strong connection between the tadpoles, which are essentially mini mind flayers. It's like they coexist in the mist.
I've not heard of plasmoids or warforged having was something that has ever happened, but I've been able to reach inside both your heads without you knowing, so
Okay.
So I'm sure it's still a possibility. I would still make some sort of safeguard just to be on the safe side. Worse,
I'm
because
just-
you are still, and she kind of touches your chest for a second. Though your shell is metal, your core, or what powers you, is magical in essence, and that can be corrupted.
Ah, good point.
And just because you
Good.
are nothing but, she looks over at you, Rez, Goo, you still have sentience, which means you still have intelligence. Might be a little more difficult for them to connect. You might be able to ward them off longer than others could. Their influence. But there's still a possibility.
Interesting.
You mentioned that you've already been inside of our mind without us knowing.
Yes. I guess since we're all
Can
being
you-
honest and we're sort of allies for the time being, I would go ahead and divulge that information.
I'm curious, can you confirm if any of us have been infected? Up to this point since we last met? Or as of right now?
You know, that's a good idea. Because I can actually smell aberrations for the most part.
Well, besides the couple of samples that I still have on
No,
me,
I do. I
offer for you as a
I
sneak
smell it on you, but none of you smell aberration-y. It's kind of the sweet, for you it'd be for those that eat, it'd be more like a warm vanilla sugar smell to me. Is what I would compare it to.
way we can synthesize a means of detecting these when we're close. Kind of like how you can smell them. I wonder if that's something, is it more of like a pheromone or not? And maybe we can have something that can detect that. Because that would be very helpful when you think about it.
Something I've noticed since being here, is you guys are still kind of walking down the tunnel, and it's just this for a while. But so since I've been here, my access to my abilities have been significantly increased. I'm not entirely sure if that is something that you all need to be aware of. If I'm capable of using more of my abilities, you might want to be aware of those they are able to do that as well.
So you're saying that the aberrations probably have heightened abilities too.
It is definitely a theory I'm playing with at the moment. As you guys now reach this next little section, so hold on. You guys are not going forward. You guys are going back upstairs, correct?
I think we want to head. Yeah, I think we want to head back and ask questions about what exactly is this place and where does it lead to.
Okay.
I think we really need to. We need to find out more before we step any further. I mean, yes, I have like that curiosity factor in my programming, but I've done enough stupid.
You don't want to walk in without knowing what you're going to be facing. You guys
exactly
work your way back up, and you can see it's probably about that time, and she kind of digs back into the Sirloin's mind. All that he's been told is that is where the Mind Flayer stays and works. He doesn't know what is beyond the door, only the passphrase to it.
Why would you be given a passphrase if you weren't allowed to go down there?
He doesn't know.
So you have
Well, they said they were making new mind flayers. Maybe they send the new ones down there.
It's possible.
Well, he would know if he's the one who's creating the new mind flayers. Where does he take them to? Does he take them through the door when they're converted?
So usually what happens is he makes the Mind Flayers, then a ship comes by and picks them up.
Oh. So what's the need for the door? Has he met anybody from the other side of the door?
Just the one Mind Flayer that works here.
The one Mind Flayer that works here. When was the last time you seen this Mind Flayer?
It's been a couple days. Should be arriving within the week.
Oh.
He has not been back since you guys escaped.
Oh. I have a feeling, I'm going to say this to the rest of the group here, I have a feeling that might be like a series of tunnels that connects all the different things on this rock that the Mind Flayers are dealing with. They do a lot of subterranean work and travel. That's why we don't really see too much activity at the surface, which really makes sense. And I'll even go as far as if we explore down there, we're going to probably find two things. This is my theory. One, information and the source of what those pits are that we need to avoid. Those little vortexes that are popping up all over on the surface of the planet. We'll find out more about that. And probably secondly, this god that they recognize and worship that's dying. I wouldn't be surprised if that was truly organic in nature, that tunnel. That is the god.
Or part of it.
This whole planet is the body of the god. of this aberration's god?
If it is, I don't think I want to know.
I'm with Chalk though on this one.
I really don't like to think of that idea, but we have to consider it. That this entire planet is literally the god. The surface that we walk on and drive on and we fly over is its skin. Who knows? Maybe these pits that are forming could be the manifestation of its wounds that's killing it. Maybe the fog or this mist could be, the gases emanating off of, like a dead body, that rotting corpse smell. It could be their version of it. I don't know. I mean, we could take this down a rabbit hole really, really quickly. And really, none of the theories or ideas are appetizing in any sense.
I mean, they're appetizing for me, but not for you.
Well, I don't know if you could eat an entire planet. I mean,
give me enough time. I'll figure it out.
You won't starve any day soon.
Oh no. This is
Speaking of which, I want to pull out not the big purple glowing mushroom, but some of the smaller mushrooms that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, are you willing to do an experiment? As I'm looking over at Lust. As I pull a couple of these mushrooms out. What does this
experiment... What do you want
I want
to
you
do?
to first see if you pick up the scent of the aberrations in these mushrooms. And if it could be considered sustenance from an aberration, like you tend to enjoy the month.
Sure.
Just cute.
I
mean, of course, if you don't smell anything aberration-like in regards to the mushrooms, don't eat them. But
I mean, it's very, very, very faint, but it's not what I smell when I. And she looks right at the sirloin, and you can see like the tongue, like kind of licking her, like her lips a little bit. Like, there's a faint trace, but it's not enough to consider it one. If that helps your experiment at all.
When we go back down there, I definitely think I would need your assistance to do closer inspection on those walls.
All right.
That could definitely get us closer to an answer if this is a living planet or not.
Sure, I'm up for anything.
No
I've got nothing but time today.
You know what I mean, you know where I'm getting at.
Oh.
This could help determine if this whole planet is one giant aberration. And we should just kind of pack up and find ourselves a nice little corner cave and sit in the fetal position for a while. Crying, sucking our thumb. Do whatever Reds would do. Be a puddle somewhere. Weeping.
Well, I'm ready whenever you are. Anybody have any second thoughts?
Well, I had another question that I wanted to throw to
what's up?
Prisoner too. Was if he knew of any means of mental protection, if he happened to know, or even if they have anything.
Typically, the mind flayers and sirloins have protection from that. Unfortunately, whatever gave him his protection was taken away.
Wait a minute, it's a physical thing?
No, a piece of him.
A biological thing?
For him, yes.
Explain.
And he kind of shows that there is a surgical incision behind his head.
Okay.
He says when they started working together, that he started waking up with pieces of his memory missing. He thought it was just, due to the fog. Didn't realize that perhaps maybe the Mind Flayer was taking his memories as well as pieces of him while he wasn't focused.
Interesting. Is this... I'm not sure how much you know of your own biology. I'm assuming quite a bit, or at least a very fair amount. Is there like a specific gland or something that was probably removed that protects you? Is it like a glandular thing? And do you know, does it still work even once it's out of your head? When it's detached from your body, does it need to be attached to you or attached to something?
He does not understand what you're trying to ask.
Yeah. Where are others of your kind here on the planet? You guys have like your own village or home here?
No. Any that are here on wherever this is, they typically are paired with other mind flayers. There is more than just this facility. There are others throughout.
Do you happen to have a map showing locations of all of these other facilities, or are you only limited to your own?
He only knows about his own.
And have you ever left this facility to go to any other ones?
He has not.
I assume.
Pretty much kept this poor guy in the dark.
No, I kind of expected that. Trying to think. I don't think there's any other. Where do you keep all of your research notes of everything that you've done so far?
He tells you that if you go down the hallway where his desk was, there's a library, and that's where he keeps most of his notes.
Any like specifics? I mean, is there like a certain folder or book or something? I'm assuming if it's a library.
No, he basically just keeps it all kind of archived.
We don't want to keep all of the damn books. So you're saying like somewhere down in here, right?
No, there's a door right here. He says if you go down that door and just follow it, it'll lead to a hallway, a set of double doors, and in those double doors is where the archives are.
I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
What can you tell us about the Mind Flayer's god?
Only that they are dying. That's really all they really know.
They are dying, or it is dying?
They use the term they.
there are other places like this, right? So if your theory is right, Mark, then all those other places could be gods too.
I'm even thinking of taking one step back here. Are the mind flayers themselves the gods? Or are they worshipping a god? Differentiate between the two.
They are worshipping a god.
So they are worshipping a god. So the hierarchy would be these worm things, then the mind flayers, and then the mind flayers god.
So typically, you would know this because your quick class in Mind Flayer history that they take at the Spelljammer Academy. Because I figured they would have you guys go through like, all right, guys, we're going to cover for an hour Mind Flayers. Okay, let's move on to Sirloins, and they probably quickly like covered like, hey, okay, we're covering basic aberrations. From what you can remember about the hierarchy, it goes Sirloins, Tadpoles, Mind Flayers, Elder Brain. Then above the Elder Brain is this big question mark with the god next to it.
Okay, so what have we all experienced so far? Just the tadpoles and so we've only dealt with like the two lowest.
The tadpoles, and you also did fight some of the you guys did actually fight because Mark, you remember this when you guys were on the wave wrecker, that thing that you guys fought in the hull.
Oh yeah,
that was a vampire. That was one of those that was one of those Mind Flayer creations.
Yeah.
That attacked the wave wrecker.
Okay. All right. Scratch that initial thought. So.
Then, of course, the dead floating corpse that was feeding off the Luz. They were trying to make more of them.
Yeah.
But you guys technically killed it, so.
Is that corpse still down there, by chance?
She tells you that she devoured it.
Because I was going to say we could have checked to see if there was one of those, whatever, nodule glands, whatever. We want to make sure we look for something like that before consuming any bodies.
I will make sure I control myself. I'll just munch on a finger first.
I don't want to dictate to your feeding habits.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's not on me, but if you can at least look before you eat it.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Now that I've had my full and I'm in control of myself, I can do that. When I haven't eaten, it's kind of hard to kind of differentiate between...
Yeah. And if you're really, really cool, you would save me the gland that I can go and look at.
Alright, I will keep that in mind next time that happens.
I just want one little morsel for myself. Unfortunately, not to consume. I know you probably figured that is sacrilege, but...
I mean, you do you, hon, because I'm technically an aberration and I'm eating my own kind, so...
I mean, I'd probably find some other cool delicacy to make out of the brains of these things, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, that makes a great fillet.
That's what I was kind of thinking, you know. just a slight sear, you know.
Oh, Lord. Alright,
You know,
enough
just
about talking about filleting brains. While you guys
very
are
neat.
literally sitting on top of what could be, some dangerous
A
stuff.
deity. We could be sitting on deity right now.
Any other questions you have for the Sirloin?
I don't think he's going to know much more outside of what his little shell of existence right here is.
Yeah. And
So, I mean,
anything that
hopefully
he's
no-
worked on is in the archives, which you guys have access to now. So,
Yeah.
you guys were
Is
just
there any
rushing trying to
other-
get out and
is there
escape last time. This time you got a little bit more
Probably
chance
last
to
thing
look
I would
around.
have is there like any other like sealed or secured areas besides that door going down? Like any other vaults or places that you keep like super private things that we should know about?
There are two. It tells you
Oh.
there are two secret doors. One in the archives and one in the map room.
That was downstairs, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's like that control room off of the circular room, right?
Yes.
That's the map. Okay, okay. So there's a secret door there
And there's a secret one in the archives that he knows about. That
that we. That's
Yeah.
what he. Fair enough. And that's all we could really expect anyway.
yeah.
And I'm like-
his Lus will tell you his memory has been between her, like diving in and not eating but looking through it, and what the mind flare has done to him. He's lucky to be walking around.
He's borderline lobotomized, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, well, I look at the rest of the party. It's like, if you guys don't have any questions, we could probably leave the room and let Lust have one more nice nom nom here before.
Oh no,
We're
I'm
going
good to
first.
go. I'm gonna leave him for when I'm actually hungry.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. I say we check out the archives then.
Okay.
And please, anybody
I
else
have no
chime
more
in.
questions.
Okay, no more questions. Any for Demagra or Rez?
Not me.
No.
Okay. We'll go ahead and take a break right there. Just a quick, 5-10 minute break. I need to stretch my legs, fix my posture because apparently I'm getting old now, and gotta freaking make sure my neck doesn't stay in a certain place for too long.
How cute.
Yeah, I
Old.
know. I say that when you're older than me, but I don't know. I'm just now starting to feel it. It freaking sucks, and it's freaking cold. But we'll go ahead and pick up from. Okay, so you guys are gonna go check the archives.
Yeah, I figured we'd hit up the archive room.
Okay, beautiful. You walk down this hallway. You can see these two little alcoves going through here, and this is the set of double doors he was discussing. And here are the archives.
Okay. Was there anything special with these alcoves? I mean, was there
It looks
statues
like they are just looks like pedestals that probably had something there, but when during the battle probably got destroyed.
Sure.
You could see a piece of broken clay or clay sculptures or vases. Can't really tell it. It's probably that's all that was there. Probably a second hobby.
Fair enough.
Alright. But here are your archives in this room right here. And they start from one end of the room and go all the way to the next. These two right here are, they look to be places where he hangs those robes that he wears. Behind this one is where you find the secret door.
Where at?
Right here.
Right there?
Yeah, you pull on the handle and a door opens.
Cool.
Leading to a rocky hallway. No metal or construction of any kind. Just stone.
More natural.
Yeah, just more natural back through here.
Okay. Let's kind of poke around here and see what we can see.
Two tunnels.
Oh, that looks...
Goes left, one goes left, one goes right.
Oh, wait a minute. Would I recognize that this kind of gets pretty close to up here, like where this tunnel was?
Yes.
Interesting. And what is this? Does this go down, or...?
It goes down. It kind of goes in like 2 feet, that goes down the rest.
Straight down?
It's kind of like at a slope. Like more like a ramp than it is anything else.
Interesting. You know, I'm willing to poke my head down there and see what's going on. I mean, it seems like all this, the secret, whatever the secret tunnel stuff here is, it seems to be very blocked off from everything else.
You go about, I'll say 30 feet down the tunnel before you start seeing those purple mushrooms again.
Oh. Oh. Well, now. Well, now. So that's a way that they can loop back. I don't like that idea. I'm going to come back out, let the rest of the party know what I saw. And I'm going to give the recommendation, we need to find a way that we can bar this door from this side. So if somebody tries to come up from those tunnels, they can't come out this way. Especially if we're going to go exploring. I have a feeling we might want to have this blocked off.
Well, it looks like there's some tables here. We can probably put those in front of it.
If you think that'd be enough to stop a mind flayer.
Well, it will be after you see she goes ahead and puts a table up, and you watch as she's going to go ahead and begin to almost kind of like leave like this kind of goo that kind of like sticks to the doors, almost like an adhesive.
Alrighty. I mean, of course, if anybody else has any other ideas on these things, please speak up. I mean, you got to remember, I've already led us to at least one TPK already.
Which we were denied, by the way.
Yep.
It's my fault that it was denied.
You give me
Yes,
an A
it
for
was.
effort. I mean, I tried. I tried to kill us all.
Oh, it's a cavern that leads to one of the cells.
Anyway, I mean, from a strategic point of view, I see it as anybody who can, if there is an ability that somebody could loop back and flank us, that's dangerous. Especially when some of these things don't even have to physically see us. They can literally reach out with their minds and touch us. Not my idea of a fun time. Especially
Can we
since
use normal stealth against mind flayers, or will they pick up like our thoughts or something?
I think it kind of goes with like passive perception, if I'm correct.
Well, it depends. Me, I have to actively touch you and everything to get into yours. Mind flayers, I think, have to do it where they have to be able to see you. Or whatever the parameters of whatever spell they're casting is. Some, like the sending spell, for instance, I can reach out to any one of you without ever looking at you. I've had to see you at least once or twice. Just keep that in mind. But he does have a point. We do need to make sure this is at least somewhat closed off. That should at least slow them down, and as well give us a warning sign if someone's coming that way.
Yeah, and once they jiggle the door, then realize.
Yeah. That's sort of what I was thinking.
That's
at least for the time being until I figure out something else.
Yeah, I don't know if too many options we have here. So, I guess it's up to debate then. I mean, well, there's still that other secret door we can look for downstairs. But do we want to explore those tunnels further while we're here? Or do we want to just like chalk that up to note to self? Bueller?
Well, how excited are we to find out if there's actually a mind flayer down there? I think that's the first question.
When I was down there, at least in that one section, I didn't smell one. Now, when we go further, I'll be able to tell you whether or not I smelled one or not.
Which is incredibly helpful that you have that ability.
Well,
Yeah, I'm okay with exploring it a little if you come with us.
sure.
And yeah,
I'm sort of interested. Like I said, we're working together, so at least for the time being. Who knows, maybe outside of this we could be friends, or who knows,
as long as we're not a meal.
We'll see what happens once we escape here. But, was there anything that you wanted to try to find here? You wanted to get in here to the archives for a reason.
Yeah, I want to try to do at least a quick search for anything we might be able to use to bring back as a reference. Especially if it's anything that talks about... I mean, how are these things cataloged? Are they cataloged chronologically? Are they by subject matter?
They are by date. Or at least at least sort of a date. Because there's not really a way to tell time, but he has it like day one of when he first started working to now.
Oh. So we're talking dozens of books.
Oh yeah.
There's no way I could put them all in my bag of holding.
No.
They're probably all in deep speech too, aren't they?
You open one, they're all in deep speech.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not exactly a fast reader.
No. Well, at least we were able to find this tunnel. And that that potentially could have saved our lives right there by blocking that up. I say we go downstairs, look for this other secret passage thing, and then maybe explore further down. Since we're going to have to go right through that room anyway to get down to the tunnels.
Okay.
While we're in that room, we'll just look. Everybody else agrees.
Sure.
Alright, so you guys are going down.
Going down.
Okay, screw this up. Yes, okay. This will still work. Okay, cool.
So yeah, you're saying in this room, right?
Yes,
There should be a secret door,
there is
and
a
that
secret door in this room.
not this door, but there's another door somewhere.
There's another door somewhere on this floor. Uh,
You mean in this room?
Yeah, if you begin to look around, you do notice on the control rooms, on the control panels over here, there
one?
is a symbol that almost doesn't look like it belongs. Like, just something off about how, all these seem to have a pattern of some kind. This one kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
Can you read it, Demakra?
Does it say anything in like deep speech?
It does.
Ooh.
Basically, it is a symbol that basically means secret door.
They labeled this button kind of the same way they came up with their passcode.
For things that consume brain matter, they're not very smart. Just
Well, maybe that's why they need to consume brains. Push it.
yeah. Yeah.
The door swings open, and another hallway with more of those purple glowing mushrooms down the hall.
Down this hall?
No. So this door right here leads to another hallway very similar to the one you saw downstairs.
Oh.
It's very similar. It's not the same one.
Oh.
You don't know where it leads, because I assume you stop as soon as you see the purple glowing mushrooms.
And again, this is another one that I'm thinking we should probably seal off for now.
Oh, this one's going to be easy. And she just kind of just tosses the metal table over and kind of puts it right in front of the door and does the same thing she did to the other one.
Works for me. And I don't want anything to circle back and flank us if we're going to be going into any type of mind flayer thing. I don't want anything to be sneaking up on us. And then I'm just going to... Probably one of the first things we're going to do when we get... If we're going to go down into that tunnel again, is ask, Lus to kind of...
Sniff
check
out
out that corridor.
Yeah.
The corridor closer
Mhm.
to see if it... if we need to, we'll scrape some of the mushrooms and stuff away to try to get down to like whatever the quote-unquote base
Okay.
material is. So I want to find out if this is actually, like I said, like a living plant. Because that's going to answer if more about the possibility of being a deity.
Okay. You
Like a
guys
living
come
plant.
back down this hallway, and you are having her like sniff around. Let me put her on the map.
Well, I was going to, maybe not where the glowing mushrooms are, maybe like where the smaller non-glowing ones are. Kind of like scrape down. I want to have Lust right there next to me. And as we're like scraping down closer to, I guess, like past the stems of the mushrooms, and
The
then
floor
possibly
right
ask her,
here, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like on the wall right here.
Okay,
We're gonna kinda be
on
like
that wall.
scrape-
Okay.
So we're gonna be like scraping a little bit. We're gonna be like around, like around where the purple is, but we're not gonna actually cut off the purple mushroom because of just another one's gonna light up. So we're gonna go to the parts that's not lit up. We kind of scrape down towards like closer to what we would consider is like at the base of the stalks of the mushrooms,
Okay.
and see if it's actually like living membrane or if it's actually physical rock or
It
what.
looks to be, as she's kind of like scraping, it looks to be like physical rock. Inside the rock, it looks like purple glowing roots that lead to the mushrooms.
All right. So this is an actual physical subterranean thing.
Yes.
Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. So far.
Keyword so far.
Yeah, keyword so far. So it's like, okay, so this is an actual subterranean cavern.
Well,
Just overgrown with mushrooms. What it appears
exactly.
to be. So, now the pucker factor dropped from a 12 down to a 10.
Okay.
So, yeah, I say this time I'm not going to keep the purple mushroom out, but I want to walk up to the door. So I don't have any of the purple mushrooms up. I want to see if it'll still open up just me walking up by.
Nope, it does not.
Okay, so I have to use the purple mushroom to go. Okay.
Yep.
Crack it open.
As soon as
Pull
you
it out.
lift it just opens up.
Yep.
Almost in like a spiral. It's like. And
Yep.
when you see it open, it does not look. The door itself doesn't look organic. That you see it open. That looked mechanical.
Okay. Let's poke our head in on the other side.
Okay, you're gonna poke your head
And
in.
of course, I'm assuming Lust is going to let us know if they smell anything.
She gets to the end of the hallway, right where there's another door, and she stops.
Like,
She sniffs the air.
What do
Definitely.
you smell?
Babies.
Babies.
Yeah, you watch as she goes ahead and kind of sniffs the door again. Yes. From what I can tell, not fully grown.
Hey, Rez, you think you could squeeze a little bit of yourself under the door to take a look around?
I could attempt that, yes.
There is a 1-inch space underneath the door.
I guess I'll have to give people some of my equipment
Yeah, you'll have to do that. Just
if I want to squeeze my entire body through the 1-inch space.
Well, I was thinking like what you did
with the eye.
first year.
Yeah,
Just like
I'll just extend the pseudopod out.
yeah.
Okay. You can extend a pseudopod out ahead, and I will tell you what you see, as well as showing you. This area is absolutely massive. It almost looks like this is, though, the very top. At least, it probably stands the ceiling, so from ceiling to the floor, it's probably about 80 feet. In the center, on a high-rise platform, you can see a green pool of water kind of just circling around. These purple glows that you see on the walls, they are giving off light to kind of just light the room up in a way. Each one of those gems stand. They are 40 feet in the air, but they're on like little pedestals, just like giving off light. From what you can tell, this is basically a tadpole pond.
Gross.
And they're just swimming inside, minding their own business.
Be like, the buffet for lust.
You do, however, see another door, that leads to another tunnel, very similar to the one that you just walked through, down this way a little bit, kind of like right here.
More to explore.
Open up the door.
Okay.
You guys are. Well, if everybody else is.
You guys are now inside the room, coming through the tunnel where the tadpoles are. Lust kind of just sits there like, it's alright, I'm fine, everything's good.
Something wrong?
There's just so many. And she kind of looks down at the pool, almost like looks like a cat looking down at a fish pond, like, ooh.
If you're hungry, I mean,
No, just
I wouldn't stop you.
no. It's I've had my fill for the day, but now I at least know what this is. If I get low on supply, nice to know.
Yeah, my only concern is that these things are going to grow up and come to attack us.
Oh no, these are full-grown tadpoles.
Oh, okay. So they're not going to get any bigger than what they are.
No. So, what happens? She kind of like imitates, like, this tadpole squiggles into your head, sucks your brain, then you start becoming a mind flayer at that point. So this has to get in you first. Now these start out as little tiny eggs. When they hatch, they go through a process of development from egg to tadpole. Once they're at this current state, they are ready to deliver.
Okay.
You go down the next hallway? Or do you continue looking in here?
I don't think there's anything else that's really necessary in the room.
No, besides the purple glowing lights. And from what you can tell, they pretty much serve the same purpose as the natural fungi. But these have actually been put in place and made to put light in here. And the wall down here is metal.
Metal.
Yes.
Interesting.
As you guys continue down the tunnel, does the same thing, opens up. You come to a crossroads. This platform is basically the walkway. And this little hole, you see almost several different, looks like viney, fleshy tentacles kind of just are connected to the walls underneath. Those are like maybe 50 feet down, and they seem to be underneath, covering a bright purple glow from underneath.
Are they moving?
It's more just kind of like how like seaweed kind of moves. It just is. It's almost like it's in water, but it's not. It does not look like it has any intelligence.
Well, that's something, I guess.
But that's something you don't see now every day, do you?
Besides that, you have two other doors. You have one to the left and one to the south.
Which one do you guys want to check out? I was going to say, is there a connection between here and here? It's not showing up on the map.
Oh, the tunnel. Bam. There you go.
Here we go.
That's my
We're
bad.
down here.
And these tunnels are kind of tight. You kind of have to squeeze in to get through. Except for Rez, because you're plasmoid. But the rest of you have to kind of squeeze in to get through, but you're able to get through. Just in certain spaces, they're kind of narrow. No, there doesn't seem to be any sort. Like, there's, like, from where this wall is and where that is, you can kind of see there are some of those, like, purple roots, but they kind of come out of the rock and go down. And which door are you guys going in?
I'd say have Rez check before we open any doors.
Agreed.
These don't have any gaps. Oh no, that's right. These do have gaps, just small enough. Are you gonna check this one? This one is another pool. These don't seem to be as adult as the other ones. This is probably like the nursery.
All right. Now there's this one.
This one leads. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Down. Let's see. This is basically. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, this is another walkway. It just kind of goes up, down these metal steps, and kind of just stops right here. And there's another door to the right, but then there is just sort of kind of like this low. I mean, when I mean low, like almost 2 feet tunnel that kind of leads further down that way.
Tadpoles or hallway? Not a very tough decision.
I think we probably know what the tadpole's probably like, just like another tadpole pool.
Yeah, these. So from what you can probably tell, these are like the ones that are hatching. These are the ones that are ready to be like, all right, let's go take these and go conquer the world. That's the difference between the two pools.
You don't really have reason to go into the other pool room.
Yeah. But less snow, so if hungry still, there's more there to eat.
Okay. You guys.
All super food.
You guys gonna. You guys are gonna continue down the tunnel then?
At least get to here and see if we can see anything further down this way. You said this is where it goes.
That is currently just a wall.
Oh, so where's the 2-foot crawl space area? Is that down here?
Yeah,
or-
down there.
Okay, but I figure if we can get ourselves into here and we can maybe get a somewhat better look down there.
Okay. It's like, are you like trying to crouch and like look?
Well, either we could do that, or if Rez feels saucy enough, he could probably try to squeeze through there. Use his way in.
If it's an inch, then yeah, I could probably
this is
fit
like-
in.
Yeah, this is 2 foot, so it shouldn't be too bad for
I
you.
will also say, as you kind of like crouch down to like get ready to go in, you see no light down the hall or down that tunnel.
Do you have dark vision?
I do have dark vision,
Do you have dark vision?
although I would see darkness as dim light.
Yeah, it's dim, but it just goes on. There's no light source.
I think the only people with dark vision in this party are Choctaw and myself.
If you want, I can hand you the purple mushroom and use that for a little bit more light. If you want to scoot down there and get a better idea.
All right, more light would be great.
Okay, we'll take the light.
But I don't think I would be able to squeeze my equipment through, would I?
No, yeah, you're able to like kind of just like crouch down and like squish into a smaller plasmoid person.
Because I couldn't take my weapons or anything with me.
No, you would not.
It's a 2-foot gap. He could probably just
I could probably fit my pistol through, and that's about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
My saber will have to stay behind.
Unfortunately.
The big question is like, does it open up taller further in?
It does not. It stays low the entire way.
Yeah.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So guys, I found a crawl space.
How far do you go down, Rez?
As far as I can.
Okay. You're down there for a good minute. You've only come to the end. The very end, you see kind of like folded up. It kind of looks like just, from what you can tell, a green cloak, from what you can tell. From the dim light that the dark vision is able to provide.
He's
And
got
with the purple light,
too.
I forgot you are taking that, aren't you? If you're taking that, you can definitely tell it is a green cloak with yellow trimming. It kind of has, it's got the hood, then it's got, the trimming is like yellow with like shoulder pads, and the cloak kind of opens up, like midsection kind of like opens up to reveal the rest of it. But it's kind of just kind of folded up.
And I touched it.
Nothing
I
happens.
just pseudopod out and touch it.
Nothing happens.
That's all I see in this area.
That's it. And you come to the end.
Alright, I come back to everyone else. It's a dead end.
Weird.
I give Mark the mushroom bag.
Thank you.
Alright, where do you go from here? Okay, you're gonna look underneath there. I'll tell you what you see.
Oh, there's another door.
There is
Yeah.
another door.
I didn't even notice that. They look like buttholes. It's hard to tell.
So, I don't even have my reveal area on yet. This is probably. There we go. Okay, cool. From what you can tell, it is another sort of alcove. You can see another set of stairs kind of leads over to another door. You can there is like a 10-foot gap right here that kind of just falls down like further into darkness down here. Like, just think there's like almost 150 foot drop down here. It just seems to go all the way down. But then down through here, you can tell there seems to be an operating table of sorts.
I would definitely want to check that out.
Okay. So, from what you can see as you come through, Mark, you know what this is. It is a operating table.
Sure. Do I see, was it recently used, or I'm assuming it has been used?
It has been used before. It has not been recently been used, but it has been used before.
Any utensils and stuff like that nearby?
There is basically a healer's kit there, along with some other mysterious utensils that you're not quite familiar what their function are, at least at first glance. But what you can definitely tell is this is probably where they come and see how non-humanoids react to tadpoles.
Okay. I think I would probably gather up the utensils as well. Do I see, is there any body parts, organs?
Not stored here, from what you can tell, no.
I have a feeling that's what that pit's all about, too. I'm kind of... I don't think I want to look down that pit.
Well, you think he just, tosses everything he doesn't need down in there? Oh, this body didn't work at all. Just toss it down there.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else that's really around there. Nothing like no jars or containers of anything, or...
Not here, no. This just seems to be where he does the work. There's nothing currently there.
I'm going to definitely do the healer's kit. I mean, I can add that to the healer's kit that I currently have.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically the stuff you would find in a healer's kit without the kit. Like, it's got...
So I can basically replenish my kit, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, cool. That works for me. I'll definitely do that. I'm going to gather up utensils, even if I don't necessarily know what they are. I can always, over time, figure out or find some use for them.
Is there anything that any of you guys are wanting to do as you guys are coming through?
Oh, I will bring up to everybody. I mean, I do have that potion of flying. I could possibly drink that and check out the bottom of the pit if you guys want me to.
No need to waste the potion on that. So, I forgot about this. At 5th level, I can use a bonus action to manifest spectral wings for 1 minute.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
So, I'll do that, fly down just a little bit, see what I see, and then go back up.
It
Yeah,
is
night
a
vision?
combination of viscera from body parts as well as failed experiments that have been taken care of.
Yeah.
I'll
what I was
come back
thinking.
up.
As you leave, you hear a almost like a sucking sound, and you watch like something get sucked down in and gets lowered, like it has a natural waste way of getting rid of some of that stuff, so it doesn't pile up in the hole.
Good to know. I'll fly back up, land. Well, unless you need some spare spleens, there's really nothing down there. You might want to hurry, for somehow the spleens are going away.
I can see Lust taking a swan dive in.
Yeah, like,
Yummy.
spleen!
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I got distracted by the picture of this purple woman diving in there and just having a heyday down there and coming out fat.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah. You hear a lot of slurping like spaghetti down there, like.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are checking the next door, next tunnel. I assume, Rez, you're doing the pseudopod. It's not.
Yee, let's go.
It's not broke. Don't fix it.
Okay, the ultimate spy device. A living plasma, a living thing of ooze.
Alright, so this is this sort of kind of doubles as a lot of different things from what you can look at first glance. This seems to be a control room, as well as you do see like these purple, these like tubes, very similar to what you guys were in and you saw the large creature in. You can see some of the projects that worked out.
Projects that worked out?
Basically, the experiments that succeeded.
Are they like in stasis?
They are currently in stasis.
First off, do we want to go in there?
There is a set of controls here, a set of controls here, and a set of controls here, as well as another door, or right there.
Well, if we're gonna go in here, I say Makra. And I'm not sure if Lust can read deep speech, but Makra can check out the councils and see what they say. I would probably, if these guys are actually in stasis, I'd probably want to look at one of them.
So you would have, so here, in this little hole, you would have to fly. Because you have to remember, mind flayers are able to, like, levitate. So they don't. So, like, say they, like, start out here, then they levitate over here.
Gotcha. So we can't easily cross over here without going into this hole and then come back out of the hole.
No, it is definitely. You have to either expend spells or make effort to get across.
Yee.
They definitely did not make it easy to get them to. But for my players, it's easy.
So what do we want to continue or head back at this point?
I mean, we're going this far deep. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
All
right.
I'll go to the closest console and see if it says anything like "abort" or "kill."
So I'll put you on. I'll put you guys on the platforms that you guys
Okay.
have
Sounds
I
access
was
to.
hoping I can actually get up close to one of these guys. Can I?
Unless you fly. Now the closest one is right here. There's let me see. I'll show you. There's one right here next to this console that you can kind of like lean over and look at. That's probably the closest one.
Okay, so if let's say I go over here to this to that, and I'm gonna look at that while everybody else is playing with the
Consoles.
checking out the consoles. Because I wanna actually, without really poking the bear, kind of really look at this thing to see has there been any surgical altercations or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
And
you can definitely see like some mixed matched pieces that probably don't belong.
What about at base of the head, the back portion of the head where
Oh, definitely has been messed with.
That has definitely been messed with.
Yep.
What exactly are in these pods? Are they humanoid?
The closest one to Mark, it's hard to describe, but it looks kind of like Morlar, but it doesn't have like the claw hands that he had.
These are all like Frankensteins, basically.
These are simic hybrids.
Lovely. Part of me just wants to say we coup de grace each and every one of these things, but
That's the first thought I had.
this is a lot of coup de grace that needs to happen. We don't really have an easy means of getting to them. I mean, we can all do like ranged attacks and stuff like that and take them out, but
Yeah, I have a gun. That should work.
do you want to waste all your ammo on these guys, or?
Can I look for on these consoles a button that would be like a auto shutdown or auto kill for these cubes?
There is a kill switch that will kill the 4 that are in the containers. It is a medical injection, basically.
Okay. If I hear Mark and Choctha having this conversation, I'll chime in with, I could also just push this button.
Please do.
Wait, let's check the rest of this place out first, just in case it sets off like an alarm or something, and then guards come and eat our brains.
DeMarco,
Good point.
that is basically a Mac, what you're looking at. There are all sorts of buttons that do a lot of different things. Make an investigation check and tell me what you're looking for.
Oh boy. I found the kill switch that I was looking for.
Yep, you did find the kill switch. That one was kind of easy because it was sort of like at the bottom right corner, like in case of emergency, press this. Like, hey, if these things break out, like
skull and crossbones kind of gives it away.
think
right?
more of like they're sort of more like was it Suicide Squad kind of like, how she implants them all with kind of like a bomb, but instead of a bomb, it's a little lethal injection that goes off in their head.
Yeah. I guess I'd look for some kind of alarm system, and if I find one, a way to turn it off.
There is an alarm system.
But wasn't I supposed to roll investigation?
Yes. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that. I apologize. I don't want
It's
to take you away
alright.
from...
19.
Okay, yeah, you find that.
Okay, is it active?
It is currently active.
Can I tell what action would set it off? Or can I turn it off?
You can turn it off.
I would like to turn off the alarm.
No alarm.
Okay.
There's also, with that check, you find some other buttons. You find autopsy reports, records, basically, each time you click a symbol, I should be explaining this. Each time you click a symbol, almost a crystal screen lights up on the wall, almost like apparating itself from inside the console, and it walks you through how to turn each thing off. Like when you hit the kill switch button, it says, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And you hit yes, and it does that. You hit the alarm system, it's like on or off, and then you hit that, it turns it off. So each time you press a button, a new screen appears on that console.
Okay. There's a lot of information here. Do we need to try to take time to figure it out, or do we want to just keep going for now and kill these things on our way back?
So we kill these things before we leave.
Are we in agreement? Pretty sure I turned the alarm off, so we should be fine.
Go ahead.
Lost us
Kill
the
switch!
Pull the lever.
Yeah, okay. You
Kill
watch
it! Kill it, fire!
as each Mark, you're the closest to that one. You watch as from the top a little needle apparatus comes out on an arm and sends out a shockwave, and you watch as the life form kind of just sitting there and stays just almost like sleeping. Then you watch the arms kind of go limp.
Effective. Like I kind of wish I could get some of that neurotoxin.
Are there any buttons that you want to try and push?
Who, me? No.
I was talking to the one that can read deep speech.
None who can actually read it.
No, I'm not going to randomly push things.
I'll share kind of the kinds of things that there are, like autopsy reports and things like that. Do we want to know any of this? Take the time to read it?
Well, you said that there was a means that you could turn off the alarm. Is there like...
Oh, I already
surveillance?
did that.
Yeah, but is there possibly something like surveillance, like a surveillance camera or view or something?
Is there such a thing?
There is. It has.
Yeah.
You
Push
can pull up a viewing feed of the base, the outside, and around it, and it even pops up on a side screen different hallways and parts of the base. It shows the upstairs, the entryway, and stuff like that.
Is anything moving on any of the screens?
Just a Sirlon. He's just kind of sitting there, kind of like kicking his feet against the pipes. That's about it. Like, not in a lot of ways trying to get out, just kind of sitting there like, I wish you would go ahead and already eat me, kind of.
Yeah, fair.
Like boredom. That's it. Currently nothing right now.
But it doesn't have anything of these tunnels.
Is there...
There is an arrow at the bottom right side of the screen.
I push it.
You click it and you can now see the Mind Flayer side. You can see the tunnels. You can see each of the pools, the hallways. The only thing you cannot see is beyond this door.
What a coincidence.
That figures. Is there anything moving in these hallways that we didn't see that shouldn't be moving?
No.
Okay. Yet.
But at least you now have the screen up now, so you can now see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're safe for now. But I don't know what's beyond that door.
Ooh, question. For the base portion, did it show the secret doors and those secret, like, pathways?
Click back.
It did not.
Ooh. Interesting. Either they don't know about it or they just don't care about it.
Yeah.
At least from what I can tell, if this is some sort of really weird allyship, but neither one trusts the other, looks like the Mind Flayer has the upper hand, though.
Yeah. And we haven't found anything that would have connected either one of those tunnels above us into this set of tunnels.
No, I've got the feeling that those probably go off away from this layer. Into probably other layers.
Potentially, yeah. But but I still find it kind of odd that the Mind Flayers of this layer aren't aware of those tunnels. Or,
like you said, they don't care.
Yeah. Which, I guess if they're part of a collective, they wouldn't care. You know, if they're all working for the same general goal. I mean, do I know about, like, the social structure of Mind Flayers? Are they very...
So, with this one, let's see how good you did how well you did in class that day. Make me a history check.
I can do that. Let's see if I was paying attention in school.
Yeah.
29.
29. It's pretty good.
Years.
Right.
I'm just keeping my advantage turned on, but I just look at the first number.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It keeps it simple.
Well, also the one that's not grayed out. Just remember that too.
Yep.
Let's see. At least from what you can remember, they basically belong in a colony, and underneath that colony, they have a community. Now, at the top of that colony is where you have the Elder Brain, that's the leader of that colony. That's who's in charge. Now, it's possible that this might be from a different colony altogether. So that might be the only reason why that they may not show those particular paths. They don't want other Mind Flayers knowing about those paths if they're not a part of that colony.
Gotcha. That could make sense.
Yes.
Okay. We might want to entertain the idea of checking out those other tunnels then. But we can also save that for a later date. Our big question is going to be, do we want to see what's behind door number 1?
DeMarco, there is also a button labeled temple door.
Temple door. Okay. Hey, Rez. Can you see under that last door? I don't have a camera in there.
You got it.
There are no spaces on this one.
No shit.
Ew.
I don't get it. If I were to guess, this button probably opens that door, but I don't know what's beyond it. Shall I?
You said that it's called a temple door. Does my 29... Does that might glean some insight?
That door's pretty important. If they had to label a button just for it.
But I mean, in terms of like mind flayers and apparitions, it's like a temple door, meaning like an actual temple? Is that what we're thinking?
Or probably like, or like, you know, what they would make a temple to their god. That's probably what it means.
Or just more of like their private sanctum.
Their private sanctum. Where they go to pray. A priest chambers, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I say if we're going to crack this seal, we all need to be ready. Because if there's going to be bad juju, I have a feeling it's going to be in.
Alright, I get out
Agreed.
my guns and my shield.
It's like, Lust, can you sense anything on the other side of the door? I'm assuming no, because it seems to be very well sealed, but...
No, I can't. They must have really guarded that, like you said.
Let's see, I'm going to stand probably as far off to as close to the edge of the ledge here, and still have a clear view, line of sight going in.
Okay.
So when that door opens, if I need to cast something,
Okay.
I can.
Alright, Lust will go ahead and
It's wherever everybody else wants to line up, but they should probably line up.
She's gonna go ahead. You watch it, she's gonna go ahead and she's gonna actually hop right here and she's gonna get above the door. Like spider
nice.
climb.
Nice.
Can I check and see if the other consoles have the same button options? Like,
just that
if
one
I
does.
came over here, just that one?
Just
that
that
I was
one.
at?
Just that one.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll stay there then.
Okay. You press the button.
Are we ready?
Everybody else lined up where they want to be?
Yep.
I push
You
the
want to
button.
be closer to the door, or...
If you want to get on that side of the door, Mark, you can. Just because remember, this like green gray area is metal.
Yeah,
is a metal walkway. So you guys have a little bit of space. You guys can walk.
we can walk like along this portion here, right?
Yeah.
And this is just like a gap, but that's like what, about 5-6 feet across?
Yeah, 5-6 feet across.
So I should be able to easily, if I need to, I could jump over.
Yes.
I don't think I even need an athletics check for that. I should be able to just jump 5 feet across.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was going to be here just so it's kind of like, I mean, I don't want to be frontline fighter because I'm not really a frontline fighter type. So I was going to kind of hang out right here.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and push the button, Demongra, correct?
I thought you guys would want to be up here by the actual door itself, but
All right.
I push the button.
You watch the door, and this room gives off a strong, bright purple glow, as you can now see inside. At the center, kind of judging out from the ground, you see almost like a metal, looks like a metal kraken's head, kind of sticking out, with 5 glowing purple stones that kind of like slanted like eyes peering past the doorway, as there are almost like stone and metal. Looks like they kind of just took whatever was available they could use to make it. Like tentacles that kind of like wreath around these pillars, as well as there is a console in the mid, like right here at this walkway. All right, it keeps no. Don't hide. Reveal. And this room, it goes up to about 60 feet at the peak. This is the hole itself is probably max like 20 feet deep.
so these are glowing stones with a console in front of it.
Yes.
I would love to actually get. So can we actually get up and like look at these stones if we wanted to?
These stones are high up. Now, these are probably at that height I was telling you, that like 80 feet. These are like 20 feet down.
These are.
Yeah, these are right here.
Can I get to the console?
Yes, you may.
The interesting buttons on this one?
There is not any buttons. What you do see attached to the pillar is a helmet with a purple glowing stone in the middle.
I'm not sure I want to touch that.
Lus, can you sniff the helmet and see if it smells like Mind Flayer?
Just gonna go ahead and sniff it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Kind of see if you can, pick up anything around here, you know?
He's definitely used it.
Have you seen anything like this before?
No. This right here, though, in the middle, she points at the purple stone. It's very similar to sort of like an arcane focus.
So if we remove these stones, we're removing the power of this place, you're thinking?
No. She's gonna look at the stone and look to the statue. I think this is how he communicates with it.
With the rest of his people?
No. It.
It as in this thing here in the center?
talking
I'm
about
guessing they're
beneath us.
Oh. Okay, so the stone in the helmet is probably an arcane focus.
To help
What about
probably help with the psychotic waves that are probably going to be coming from attempting to contact it. So it probably helps protect his mind.
what about these stones? Do you think these stones are the connection to it?
It's very possible. At least it makes sense. Probably from its lair to sort of like make the connection. It's very possible that's probably what those are.
I wonder if those can also be used to protect.
It's highly possible. If this stone is what that's used for, it probably can be used in the same way. These are a little bit on a larger scale. So picture that these stones are like almost like watermelons compared to the stone that's inside the helmet.
Yeah, that would kind of also make sense if we're talking about like a much larger entity.
Yeah.
Oh. Also, I'm kind of worried that if we unplug these stones, all the purple glow is going to go poof. So we need to make sure we have a backup light source ready. So is that helmet attached to anything?
It's sort of kind of attached to the pedestal by kind of like a metal chain, kind of just like holding it close to the pedestal.
But it's not like a conduit or anything like that.
No.
Or tentacle connecting it. It's more just so it doesn't go wandering off on itself.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be quite interested in seeing if we can break that chain. And then see about if we can potentially take these stones with us. That's my take. Anybody else have any other ideas? We can take like the helmet with the stone intact, and then take those 5 stones that's in this statue, like whatever terminal.
Yeah, like I said.
thing.
Now remember, these are watermelon-sized stones, and they are embedded inside this thing.
Just thinking about how this is all there is down here, down this one pathway, and it doesn't connect to anything else. That's it.
From what we know.
This right here, there is one other area. Now that you guys are right there, you can see one little area right here.
Eh?
There are metal prongs kind of like sticking out of the walls. And this almost looks like this room right here is probably the only one that's flat that you can walk on without having to fall in. You can see that the floor itself is stained in that same like purple ichor that you saw come out of Emmeric's head. I'm not the religious sort, but something tells me this is where they perform rituals.
Sacrificial.
Yeah, not the pleasant kind.
I still go with my original idea.
What was your original idea?
Let's break the chain connecting the helmet, We're tying the helmet down, and we try to rip out those other 5 stones.
Okay. How are you wanting to break the chain?
I could probably put at least one of those stones. Well, no, not if it's the size of a watermelon. Never mind.
Yeah,
I could put one of them in big holding, but how am I going to fit a watermelon in my arm?
they're pretty big.
But we could probably all like hold one like under, like football as we're walking out.
Gotta get him back on the skitters too.
Well, once we're back on the skeeters, that's a whole other thing. We can like strap them down, tie them down, whatever we have to do. But
Right.
it's more like we're going to have to carry them all out. It's basically each one of us is going to be carrying.
So, how are you wanting to break the chain to the helmet?
I could try to hit it with one of my swords.
Okay.
Yeah, we can try that first.
Okay,
What
go
is
for
the
it.
chain made out of? Is the chain made out of like metal?
It is made out of metal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and try that first.
Yeah, might as well. Try the simple things first.
Okay.
Roll an attack, I assume?
Yes, please.
19 to hit.
19 does hit, but you watch as your sword is deflected off the chain, not leaving a dent.
I was worried about that.
Oh, it was worth a try.
How about... Give me a second here. I want to read just so I can see what I need to double check the details here.
Okay.
That was in the detail.
Tell me what you're trying to do, and I'll let you know if that's a possibility or not.
Well, I was looking at both heat metal and also acid arrow.
Okay.
I just wanted to kind of see. See, the one just causes it to glow red hot.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it actually would like melt or anything. I just
Yeah,
glows red
unfortunately
hot.
not. Yeah.
And let's see the acid arrow. So it just does either 4d4 or 2d4
And it's acid damage, correct?
acid damage.
You can give it a shot.
Yeah, I will give that a shot. I'm assuming I do need to still roll an attack for it. Do I get, because I'm going to be pretty much right there. Do I get advantage on that?
Is acid arrow a ranged attack?
Yes, it is.
Then you would have that disadvantage if you do it right there, unfortunately. But if you take a step back, I'll let you can roll it normally.
Just roll it normally?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. A 17.
17 does hit.
Okay. So that's 13 points of damage, acid.
Okay.
And then next turn would be another 6 points of damage. So I'm just curious, do I see any effect?
It is starting to corrode.
Nice. Well,
now that we know that works, and you see Lust kind of pipes up into... Watch as she flicks her hand, and her fingernails drip acid, and she's going to do Primal Savagery on it. And she does hit, cutting the rest, after you initiate.
nice.
Wanted to make sure that it worked before I even wasted that.
I kind of feel way bad wasting a spell myself, but hey.
Alright, you do it now, have the helmet now, though.
Okay. So
Security.
that was the first problem. That was the first issue.
What are you curious about, Chocolate?
Who wants to carry the helmet?
Was it carry it?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to figure that out. But do we want to try to fish these other watermelon-sized gems.
You look at them.
So-
They look like they have been embedded, and then the stone and metal have been shaped around. They're pretty embedded. It would take. It's almost like an archaeological dig. You would have to have the right tools and everything.
Well, it's kind of funny that I have that thing, the right tool for the job.
It would still take. It would still take probably more time than you guys want to take. If I could be completely honest, I'm not saying it's not impossible, but it's not as simple as digging in and clucking it out. It is a process.
I don't think we need those stones, and if we find out that we do, we can always come back.
Yeah, 'cause I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that could be done. I'm just looking through my...
Well, Mark is thinking and debating on best course of action. Can I go back to the console and just do a quick check of the cameras? Both the lab that we started in and this area. To see.
Outside the lab, you watch as a non-alloyed ship begins to pull up.
Hey guys, we have company.
I don't like the sound of that.
I want to at least book it. I want to book it out of this.
Yeah, let's get out. Let's start moving.
At least get
And
ourselves
if we're
up
gonna
there.
have to fight, let's fight them on turf we're familiar with.
Exactly.
Alright, so you guys are rushing out?
Yeah.
We're booking.
Alright.
Where would we want to set up an ambush or something for them? I guess that's going to be the big question.
And I think we'll answer that next time on the Bardic Cauldron. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. We hate to go. I forgot the outro. I remembered the intro perfectly, but the outro I cannot remember, and I for some reason lost it? Question mark. I don't know what happened to it, but we'll see you guys next time.